MTash, Xinyan, main DPS? What is this baby damage? She hardly does any damage. Oh, really? She doesn't do any damage? Well, just hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. Wait until I actually get some artifacts on her. Hey everyone, MTash here, and I know I've been talking about Xinyan a lot. As a support character, she is just amazing. You can pair her with Razor, she can be an amazing support. You could put her with Shang Ling, and she's just incredibly good. But then I decided, well, what if I put Shang Ling with her? What if I make Xinyan the main DPS? What if she is the big pooba that deals all the damage? And she's insane. She might be almost on the level of Razor. And I mean, I have a C6 constellation. I understand that. But even without this one, she's cracked. Even without this one, she's cracked. With just 4, she's insanity. With just 2, she's amazing. And I want to explain why I think she's so damn good. But first, a quick word from my sponsor. This video is sponsored by Guardian Tales, a classic action RPG game where you can find up to 50 different characters and hundreds of different types of loot. There's secrets all over the place, and if you're interested in doing some puzzles, they've got those too. You can create a party to take on big bosses or epic battles, as well as PvP. So what are you waiting for? Guardian Tales is an awesome little RPG game with an awesome little story, and you should download it right now for free. Links are down below. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back into the content. I just wanted to say a quick thank you. I know I do quite a bit of sponsorships on the channel, but that's because you guys, we've been growing a whole bunch recently, and I really appreciate that you guys listen to these, you download the games and try them out, or you purchase some of the products, because the sponsors see that, and they go, wow, this is amazing, we loved working with you, and I really just wanted to say thank you guys, because it does support me, it does help me out. Thank you guys so much. Now, let's get into this. When I look at Xinyan, I understand I have C6, and I am definitely biased, because she performs very well with constellations. I could see her being much worse without the constellations. I jumped on my other account, I used her, and she is much more underwhelming when you don't have at least C2. I think C2 is a sweet spot for making her a main DPS, and I'm going to explain why. But I think C4 is kind of where she goes from good DPS to, like, cracked DPS. Like, almost S tier, top tier DPS, and there's a lot of things that go into play here. I honestly think with her constellations, she has some of the most stacked constellations in the game. Even if you compare to Razor, Razor is amazing overall. And this first one's cool. When you get an elemental orb, you're getting some damage here. That's a good constellation. This one here, it increases your crit rate, but it only affects enemies that have 30% HP or lower. That's definitely good, don't get me wrong. But the ones that Xinyan has, it kind of makes her kit go from really solid to, it's like not even the same kit. It's so busted. So the first one here is Fatal Acceleration. When you get a crit, it increases your attack speed by 12%. 12% attack speed is nothing to sneeze at. It's, 1/3 of a Razor ult, or a Q ability. It's not amazing. It's not the highest. But if you look at Shang Yun's, his is like 8%. And so we're getting 4% more than that, right? That's a pretty good amount of attack speed, 12%, and it's very hard to get attack speed, so that is good right there. Her second constellation is kind of what makes everything work, and the reason why is because it makes her Q ability crit every single time, which is amazing because if you do get some more constellations and get it even higher, if you use all your talent books, this is going to hit very hard. It is going to chunk the enemy. But on top of this, it is going to give you a tier 3 shield every time you cast this, and that is what makes her busted. So she's already got a big physical damage multiplier here, and this is going to crit, and that's amazing. But on top of this pyro dot, this ticks like a whole bunch of times. It does a lot of fire damage just kind of passively ticking here. And so between this big burst and this passive damage here, this is amazing. So if you do get constellations and you can crank up that damage even further, I mean, it is insane. But look at this. So this one here is, it takes less, it requires less enemies to hit to get that big shield. That's cool, that's awesome. You're gonna get this benefit a lot, but it's this one when you do the ascension from 60 to 70. When a character is shielded, you're gonna get a 15% increase to your physical damage. So what you can do is you hit him with an E, and you're going to get shielded, and then you can pop your Q, and you're going to get 15% more damage. But what if you have more constellations? Well, then it's going to get even nuttier, because you're going to hit even harder, get even more shield. But here's the big one. You're going to hit them with the E, you're going to get the shield, it's going to boost your physical damage, but then it's going to reduce their physical defenses. And then you're going to pop your Q, and it's going to crit, and it's going to eviscerate them. It is going to absolutely eviscerate them. And then if you have your fifth one that makes it even stronger, bingo, bango, bongo, you have such a dirty combo, I feel bad for the enemy. I feel bad for them. So as for artifacts, base level, if you can get a gladiator set, it's going to be pretty damn good. But I want to give you some other recommendations because you can build her multiple ways. So I think the easiest way, that one of the first sets that you're going to get, especially if you're ascending characters, is probably a gladiator set. And if you can get a good gladiator set, even with energy recharge, like energy recharge is great, but you want to try to stack crit damage if you can. Unfortunately, I've got none. I've got like no crit damage on this account. It's really a shame. I've got like a little bit here, but my crit damage is terrible. If you can, on your helmet, I think it needs to be a crit damage helmet if you want to be absolutely cracked and hit like a truck, but I was hitting hard without good artifacts. So I'm very excited to finally hit AR 45 on this account and really push those damage numbers. But I have another recommendation for you that's super easy to do, and it hits very, very hard. It's very bursty. So the nice thing here is both of these can be farmed in the exact same spot. But what you can do is you can do a 2-piece of the Bloodstained, and you're going to get a 25% physical damage bonus. Now, she's going to be basic attacking a lot, doing a lot of basic white normal physical damage. So getting more physical damage on her is really important, just like you would with a Razor. But what you can also do is this bad boy and get 20% elemental burst damage. You're getting 20% more elemental burst damage that is always going to crit every single time when their defenses are reduced, and you're getting buffed. This makes you hit so hard, it's not even funny. Very highly recommend trying this out, even if you've got a couple pieces, just to see if you enjoy that playstyle. If you use a gladiator set, I'm going to say that it's probably more sustained DPS because you're basic attacking. But if you want to just one-bang everything, I mean, go for it. This is pretty wild. Now, on the cup, you do not want attack percentage. You want physical damage. Now, you might be tempted to do pyro damage. She does not do enough pyro damage to make it worth it. You could throw it on, and honestly, in my case, right now, because I don't have a good cup, this might be better. Like, this might actually be better because it's got some crit damage and stuff. I would consider taking that. So if you've got one hanging around, maybe it's leveled up, cool. But what you really want is this bad boy right here, physical damage bonus. Now, I have a couple here. I could consider leveling this up, but I might just wait for later on. Physical damage is going to be key because that's going to make your ultimate hit harder. It is based on your physical damage percentage, and you're debuffing their physical, and you're buffing your own physical. So the more you can stack this, the better for the most part. Now, the other thing I would highly recommend is having someone like a Chi-Chi or a Diona or another ice character, and then an electric character. And what I want you to do is superconduct. So one good combo is someone like Diona. She can throw that down, you can throw down this, and it's going to be superconducting while Xinyan is in there bashing and doing physical damage. Hopefully you can superconduct them and then hit him with the Q ability, and that's going to hit so hard. Well, let's just take a little peek. Alright, so we're going to do kind of like the basic combo on this bad boy. Again, my artifacts aren't as good as they could be. She's actually not even fully leveled because I just don't have enough experience books to get her to level 80 right now. But look at this. So we're going to open up with this. We're going to get some cryo on him. We're going to superconduct. We're going to weaken him with E. And then we can just go like this, do some damage, and then hit him. Look at it! 20,000 damage! That was almost 20,000 damage. He's still burning out. And look at this. We've got this pyro damage that's just going to be constantly ticking. And so if we were to use Fischl, and we've got the shield going, you kind of overload him like all day long, and it's fairly strong. That's going to be constantly proccing. And so if you are using someone like Fischl, you're going to be constantly overloading, right? You're going to be overloading over and over and over again. Or you're going to be melting with Diona or whatever. Or if you're using Xingqiu, you're going to be constantly doing the vaporize while you're attacking. And so when you're doing this, you can actually put out quite a bit of elemental damage as well. And so between all of these different characters, I see a lot of potential for Xinyan being your main DPS and just supporting with a bunch of different elements, right? You can go in like this, you can hit that, maybe even want to freeze them, right? We can hit the superconduct, and then go ham, weakened, hit him with this, 16, right? We hit a 16,000 damage. We can get some more elements going. Maybe we want to reset this. And look at this, he's just overloading and getting juggled around. He doesn't even have a chance to attack back. And if he does, what are you gonna do? I got shields. And maybe it's down. I got it back. Boys, it's really, really powerful. I feel like she is super strong overall. And if there are a bunch of enemies in the area, she can do really well as well. So let's just drop in here. All right, let's fight these Fatui enemies. I'm gonna buff up. I'm gonna use Xingqiu here. We're gonna use Diona, we're gonna use Fischl. We're gonna see if we can burst these guys down really fast with Xinyan before they pop into their shields. These guys are level 70. Ooh! There's gonna be a big beefy boy. We're gonna fly in here with this. We're gonna weaken you so you don't heal. Hit him with that. Okay, almost one banged him. He got his shield off, but like, pretty happy with that damage overall. Pretty happy with that damage. He's got the shield off. Unfortunately, they weren't grouped. I wish they were grouped, but still, pretty happy with that burst DPS. And on some of the Spiral Abyss floors, that can be pretty nice. Let's go try it out on the Spiral Abyss on some Fatui enemies, get them grouped up, and see what happens. We'll pop that off. What the hell? Alright, group these idiots up. Come over here. Come right here. Come right beside him. I want to go like this. I want to go like this. And I want to go like this. Oh my god. That damage is kind of nutty though. That damage is kind of nutty. Alright, they're level 65. I get it. Maybe they're low. Let's jump up in difficulty just a bit. Alright, so we're going to take defense here. That would impact my charged attack damage, but it shouldn't really impact anything else. We can pop some abilities, like doesn't really matter. There's a lot of electro guys, but our damage is okay. That shield there, you know, hitting pretty hard, but like let's just run in and go like this. Boom. Alright, didn't fully kill them, but doing pretty good damage. Now, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that overload damage? Overload is boosted. Like, fire damage is boosted, so that's where some of that damage is coming from. But, like, she's doing pretty damn good. When these enemies are all grouped and she's getting that shield, she's debuffing them for her physical damage, so she can take out the fire guy, no problem, physical damage. She's also going to be pulsing that other damage. And, you know, I haven't really generated that many orbs. I'm back into this. I've got my shield again, relatively safe. And, you know, when that shield does drop, if these enemies group, I can just walk in, do one of those, and I've got it again. So, I think she has quite a bit of potential, especially in the Spiral Abyss. Enemies get grouped up very frequently. Another thing you can do is you can throw her with Venti, and she's really cracked. I don't know if she's going to be Razor. I don't know if she's going to be Razor 2.0. I don't know if she's the optimal DPS 4-star character. But if you were one of those people that got her, and you got a bunch of constellations, I think she's better than you might think. I think that you shouldn't be going for defense. I really don't. Even if you have the max constellation, it only affects your charged attacks for the most part here. You should just get a bunch of damage. Get a bunch of damage, get a bunch of crit damage, get a bunch of physical damage, and you are gonna one-bang. You're gonna one-bang. So that's it. That's my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would give Xinyan a try. And even if you don't want to build her as a main DPS, she kicks major butt as a support as well. If you want to build more support, you can build defense for her shields because she does scale a little bit off of defense with the shields. If you aren't planning on doing main DPS, that is what I would do. Even on your artifacts, I would go for defense and I would just double down on that because if you are going support, she can still have a lot of value here, generating shields and doing a little bit of damage, but also reducing the physical resistances and buffing the physical damage. So you could put her with Razor, you could put her with other damage dealers that are doing a lot of physical damage, and she can still be a very good support as well. So, there's Xinyan. She's hot. She's hot!